Hello everyone, welcome to this live. Thank you so much for joining this session. So let's wait for next 5 minutes, then we will start it officially. Thank you. Welcome everyone. Today live is for anyone preparing for DevOps, SRE, Cloud, Kubernetes, Terraform, AWS, GCP, Azure interviews or real-time project. So are you ready for that? Am I audible properly? Guys, please respond. Okay, thank you. Let's wait for 1 2 more minutes, then we will officially start it. Am I audible, guys? Hello. Guys, please respond. Let's make it more interactive so that we will also be motivated all out the session. So, okay, okay. Thank you. Okay, so welcome everyone again. So today live is for anyone preparing for DevOps, SRE, Cloud, Kubernetes, Terraform, AWS, Azure, GCP interviews, as well as we will be discussing with the real-time projects. So we will cover real interview questions, production scenarios, career guidance, and live doubt clearing. So are you ready for that? Guys, let's make it more interactive. I see very less response. Okay, okay, cool. Okay, thank you so much. So let's start it officially. So before moving forward, guys, please subscribe if you have not done yet, because we will be bringing topics, bringing contents in the same way as we have been since doing 3 weeks. So in this channel, mostly we will be covering DevOps engineer, complete end-to-end understanding, real interview questions, as well as production scenarios. Some project also will be giving some daily challenges which we face in our day-to-day task. Along with that, site reliability engineer update that what is happening in the market, what is cloud engineer, what is cloud support role. So we will be helping you all guys, all cloud things, we can say, especially AWS, Azure, GCP. So we will be covering throughout the session all the things. So please mark your attendance. Yeah, thank you so much, Asif. And the most important part in this complete call, that will be live doubt clearing. So if you have any doubt while studying, while working on project, while preparing for interview, or let's suppose that you have recently given one interview and you face challenges. So today we will be covering all your technical as well as functional doubts. So let me discuss one by one what happens in all the things. So first, I am going to introduce myself. So my name is Sushant Ketu. I am in Siwan, Bihar. Currently, I am working for Coforge Limited as a technical lead for DevOps engineer. My current role contains 90% tools, I can say, that is from GCP Cloud, Terraform, and GitHub Actions. So my day-to-day task includes around these topics. And also I worked on HCL and Wipro. So I started my career from Pune location. From Wipro Tech, I worked there for 5 years. I moved to Bangalore as well. Then I came to North India. I worked for HCL Tech for 1 year as a AWS DevOps engineer. So I have around 5 year DevOps engineer experience. I also have certification for both cloud. Along with that, since 6 months, I have been working for Coforge Limited as a technical lead. So that's all for my full-time task. Along with that, I have been helping professionals who wants to start, learn, grow, and transition their career to cloud, SRE, and DevOps role. So I have been helping them through WhatsApp community, our YouTube channel, our Instagram page, as well as complete LinkedIn. So I have been guiding them, starting with that complete one-to-one roadmap I provide. Then I also give them content, what to study, when to study. And the important part is real-time project I give them. Along with that, regularly I take their mock interview until they get placed somewhere. As well as I check their functional things, that is their resume review, their LinkedIn profile, Naukri profile, and also I help them for preparing on your day-to-day task, that what to say if let's suppose that they are completely new to this role. So that's all from my side. So let me quickly provide you how can you connect with me. So let me quickly Okay, so I've been getting question now. Okay, so the first question I have from Ashish. Thanks, Ashish, for asking this question. So, can we make a switch before completing our probation? As my team is little toxic, and they make us work extra hours and pay less. Will I get experience later? Yeah, of course. Uh, if you are working on a probation period currently and you want to switch to another company, so of course they will give you experience certificate, because you should not be in a in a toxic environment. If it is getting more insisting, then you should join, and of course they will give you experience later. I hope that now you are clear with your doubt, Asif. Okay, thank you. What else? So let me initiate other things as well. What I have planned here. So I have already introduced myself. Now more QA. I expect more question. I expect from CI/CD, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, in DevOps, especially in SRE. I want some questions from monitoring, incident handling, SLA, SLO, SLI, alerting, and in cloud. If you are working on any cloud like AWS, Azure, GCP, you can ask questions from networking, IAM, architecture. So I just want one thing here, that who is preparing for Kubernetes interview? Can you guys say here? Please write in chat who all are preparing for Kubernetes interview. Okay, okay, got it. Okay, so what is your primary cloud? Guys, please respond. What is your primary cloud? Okay, okay, cool. Okay, thinking of AWS. Got it. Okay, AWS. More vote on that. Okay, okay. AWS, AWS, AWS. Very good. Yeah. Okay, one question here from Leo. So, hi Sushant, in company, how do they do rollback if some microservice deployed, and how will check status and do rollback? Yeah, very good question. Yeah. So, regards to rollback strategy, generally we follow the first thing, that is any artifact management tool. So let's suppose that I'm explaining a simple scenario here. That let's suppose that you are working on a production environment, and here source code management you are using GitHub. Then for build and test you are using Maven, simple. And for artifact management, you are using Nexus. Let's take a simple example. So in Nexus, we do versioning. Let's suppose that our application is running on version 1.0.1 and we want to do rollback. So there must be application code, that especially jar for 1.0.0 as well. So if you want to roll back to previous version, we can simply do that. And with the help of our rollback strategy, we can use that blue green deployment, and we need to create a new version, that is green one, and existing version maybe blue one. So If the green one is not working, so we can switch to blue version as well. So the first thing is like, with the help of artifact management we can roll back, and the strategy would be blue green deployment. I hope, Leo, I have answered your question, your doubt. Guys, please interact with me. If you have any doubt, any query regards to DevOps, SRE, and cloud engineering, please ask me. I'm here to answer your query only. Okay, thank you, Venus. You are able to listen to me now. Okay, so another question for you, like, who all know Linux, networking, and just reply in chat. How many of you know Linux, networking, and cloud basics? Okay, so I got another question. I'm asking how, like, suppose you deployed application in EKS and now you deployed application in particular namespace. Yeah, so with the help of that label selector concept, we can roll back. We can especially try to switch our traffic from one, I can say, node to another. So it will be complete if it will be like, based on your approach. Let's suppose that you are using AWS cloud and you are using EKS for deployment. So there are two modes, right? One is AWS managed node and another is self managed node. So if you are using AWS way, so they will take care of all the deployment, rollback, everything. But if you are using your way, so you have to think the strategy like blue green deployment, especially. That is the best way. Okay, so another question I can see. What type of question are asked for 1 year of experience as a DevOps engineer? Yeah, so basically, if you are applying for DevOps engineer and you have 1+ years of experience, so mostly they will ask some basic question. Let me tell you. In these five tools, mostly 90% question they will ask. The first, from any cloud, that can be AWS, Azure, or GCP. So they will expect you some basic question. Let's take some example, like, what do you understand by load balancer? What are its type? What is difference between high availability and downtime? What are VPC component? In the same way, the second topic would be any CI/CD tool. So let's suppose that we are using here Jenkins. So they can ask that, what is Jenkins agent? What is Jenkins architecture? How can you install plugins in Jenkins? How can you integrate Jenkins with GitHub Action or GitHub, like simple, if you are using it as a repo? So in the same way also, they can ask some another question, like, what is difference between declarative and a scripted pipeline? So that's question from Jenkins. Moving forward, they can ask some question from Docker as well. So they can ask, what do you understand by Docker file? What are instructions in Docker file? What is difference between add and copy instruction? So that level question they can ask. Moving forward, at Terraform level, that is our fourth pillar of DevOps preparation. So in Terraform, they can ask that, what all commands do you know in Terraform? What happens when you run Terraform init command? What are lifecycle commands? What are lifecycle form? Along with that, they can also ask you that, what do you understand by state file? Moving forward, the last pillar of our complete DevOps thing, that contains 90% question, especially like any cloud, any CI/CD tool, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform. That five tools contains 90% question. So I can explain you the last Kubernetes question that may be asked for 1+ year of experience. So that can be, what is Kubernetes architecture? Can you write one to kubectl commands? What is use of kube proxy? What is init container? So yeah, so one question also here, init container. Yeah, So let's suppose that we have deployed our application, and that we are deploying it complete based on microservice architecture. So init container is basically a container which starts before the final container. So if we are deploying an application, so there should be a production level container. So before running the final container, there is an init container which check that either everything is perfect based on our wish or not. Okay, so one more question, how they're different from normal content? Yeah, so that's the same thing. That normal content it means that it's a production level container on which our application will be run, but init content is a initiation point for that check the complete health, that either are we able to deploy that application or not. Okay, so I can have a question here, that Mano, so I plan to certificate OpenShift, which is playground sandbox with only limited access. Okay, I plan to certificate OpenShift, which is a playground sandbox with only limited access. Meanwhile, I'm just sharing one Google form through which you can connect with me one to one. You can take mentorship with me. Make sure that you guys have filled the form, that attendance form. So if anyone wants to get one to one mentorship, that's a full time. I'll be guiding you for whole thing from zero to hero, starting with if you are fresher in DevOps until you get your first offer letter. I'll be guiding you. Okay, so Leo, you can just fill this form. We will surely reach to you. Okay, so regards to Manu question, I'm sorry that I'm not sure about that. Regards to OpenShift. Okay, Azure certificate versus OpenShift 280 job market. I'm also not sure. What are you asking regards to this question? Manu, can you re-ask this question? Azure certificate versus OpenShift 280. Please re-ask. And Leo, you can connect with this Google form with me. Okay, so let me explain you guys a real production example. So instead of using any GUI for creating any resources or any cloud, you can use Terraform, that is infrastructure as a code. So suppose your production VM crashes. So instead of manually recreating infrastructure, Terraform helps recreate the environment, and consistently within minutes it can be created. So what topics today we will be covering? Especially I expect question from your side regards to technical things. So in DevOps, you can ask any query related to CI/CD, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, cloud, as well as in SRE, you can ask any question for monitoring, incident handling, SLO, SLI, SLA, alerting. In cloud, you can ask any question from any cloud, AWS, GCP, Azure, as well as some networking question you can ask. You can ask some IAM question, some architecture level question. Okay, okay. GitHub action flow, how it works. Yeah, let me tell you here. Okay, so especially what happens, so GitHub Actions is a CI/CD tool, especially, and it is one of the trending which we are using in current IT market, in DevOps market, and that is very easy. That is the product of Microsoft under GitHub. So especially what happens, and if you are asking about GitHub action workflow, so there are three things here, that is workflow, jobs, and steps. So once you start writing that complete your CI/CD pipeline, so first you have to define workflows. So on that, you provide that in which branch this action will work, means this CI/CD pipeline will work on this branch. because ultimately there must be a GitHub repo in which there should be some branches. So you have to define that what should be our branch name under that repo. Then second would be jobs. So what all tasks we have to perform there. So let's suppose that we have to take secrets, we have to start one EC2 instance, we have to deploy our application maybe on EKS cluster, we also have to take the jar from Nexus. So these things are jobs. So after taking that secrets and variable, you have to define jobs, and under each jobs there will be some steps. So what will happen? So in taking secrets, what all steps? So you have to define, and also there is a concept of runner here in GitHub Actions. So runner means where that will be run. So let's suppose that whenever you want to run our GitHub Actions pipeline, so you must define that in which server it will be running. So that can be example that runs on Ubuntu latest. That's a simple example. Okay, Leo, thanks for filling that form. So surely we will reach to you if you have any question. Yeah, so I have a question here. So recently my friend just let give me 1 minute, my friend interview, and they ask how you upgrade from how your upgrade EKS 130 1.33 to 1.34. Suppose ingress control is not supporting EKS 1, then approach. Let me quickly answer you this. So what we can do here, that if it is not supporting that ingress control is not supporting 1.344, so you need to check the first, you need to check that upgrade strategy, then risk handling, as well as you have to make your mindset production level, and you also have to start rollback planning as well as dependency management. So the first thing what I can say here, that you have to check Kubernetes version compatibility before upgrading. Check AWS EKS release notes. After that, you have to check Kubernetes deprecated APIs. You also have to verify ingress controllers, CSI drivers, CNI plugins, Helm chart, monitoring tools, as well as service mesh. So I'm just giving you one simple example how you can check that Kubernetes version. So that will be here. Let me quickly write it here. Yeah. So you can simple write kubectl version, then EKS get cluster. So then you can simple check its version. Along with that, also you have to check Nginx ingress compatibility matrix, as well as AWS load balancer controller compatibility, and Helm chart versions. The second task, the first task I explained now, that would be check Kubernetes version compatibility. The second task you can do here, that you have to upgrade in non-production first. So never directly upgrade production. So your approach should be create a staging or UAT cluster, then upgrade there first. Then you can run a smoke testing, API testing, as well as deployment testing and traffic validation. So that would be our step two. Then we have to upgrade control plan. So that will be step three. So you have to update EKS control plan first. So I'm just giving one command here that you can use. I'm just giving one command, Leo, for your handy. You can use this command for upgrading cluster. And moving forward also, we have to wait. After running this command, we have to wait until the cluster becomes active. And how we can verify that? So we have a simple kubectl commands also. So you can use that. I'm just giving that command as well. These are very important commands, guys, kubectl commands. You must go through this and you must try to do as practice as you can. You have to do more practice on that. Now, what can be our step four? So step four would be you have to upgrade manage node groups. So after control plane, you have to take care about worker node, and then we have also command for checking that node group. So I'm just giving it here. Yeah, so you can run AWS EKS update hyphen node group, and you have to check version. So now we are working on worker node. And last thing, you have to validate workloads. So what workloads will be here? That would be pods, ingress, services, DNS, monitoring, auto scaling, logs, metrics. So I'm just giving some commands here what you can check. And especially that describe command is very handy. You have to take it. It is used everywhere whenever there is any issue. So you can check these commands. Please check it. kubectl get pods. Then just giving it again. I'm getting some error here. Okay, so this command you can check kubectl get pods hyphen a. It will show all pods status. Then you can describe the pods, and you can also check what is happening. So guys, if you are following us, please like this video first. Please like us so that we will also be motivated all the time, and we will be bringing more contents like this. I'll be coming live. I'll be coming in upcoming days. I am coming live for some mock interview, especially that will be group mock interview. So there might be multiple people who will be connecting on the same channel, and I'll be asking one by one question to each one of you guys, and I'll also explain you some real project scenario. I can share my screen. I'll show you that how can you deploy some application. So we will start with any cloud, any CI/CD tool. Also, we'll be checking how can we write some pipeline, how can we write docker file that complete. It's like a boot camp thing I'll be doing with you. If you are interested for that workshop, please like us, please subscribe us. If you have not subscribed our channel, please subscribe on priority. I'll be thankful for you guys. And now what is your doubt? Do you have any other question, guys? If you have, please ask me. I am ready here. I am here for you guys only. And if you have any question, you can ask me. Okay, so I have a question here for you all, guys. So how many of you have given any DevOps interview previously? Can you just tell me? Have anyone given any DevOps interview in your life? Okay, great, great. Guys, please respond. Please be interactive. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. So you can also share your interview experiences here, through which everyone can learn, everyone can understand that at what experience level, what type of questions they are asking, what is being asked in MNCs, what is being asked in any startup companies, what all questions they are asking in product based company, or if you have given any interview for on-site roles, also you can explain your experience here. You are always ready. You are always welcome to share anything here. So if you want one-to-one mentorship with me, you can just provide your details on this Google form. Surely we will reach you. We will try to make your vision successful. We will try to place you on a DevOps role, on a SRE role, or on a cloud engineer role. Any other question, guys? Okay, so let me explain a few things here as well. So, what can be syllabus? Let's suppose that you are a fresher and you want to start your career as a DevOps engineer. So, what can be syllabus? How will you start? The first thing that you have to start learning Linux. That is the first initial point. Then you have to go through networking, then cloud basics. Moving forward, you have to understand any cloud. You have to decide that with which cloud you will proceed. If that has been successful, then you have to choose a CI/CD tool. That can be Jenkins, GitHub Actions, Argo CD, or any cloud native CI/CD tool. Moving forward, you have to understand Docker concepts. Docker is very important because that only implements microservice architecture. You have to use containerization concept. You have to separate all services in your application which are helping to build that application. So you have to create a separate Docker image for each. After learning Docker, you have to understand Kubernetes. So Kubernetes is like a Brahmastra of your DevOps preparation. That is through which you deploy your application. So if you have chosen any cloud, so on cloud your deployment will be successful. But which tool will deploy that? That will be Kubernetes. So Kubernetes is a product of Google, and that EKS in AWS we have, that is managed Kubernetes. In Azure cloud we have AKS, that is Azure Kubernetes service. In GCP we have GKE, that is Google Kubernetes engine. So now you have understood till Kubernetes, then Terraform. So Terraform plays an important role here while provisioning any resource on cloud. So let's suppose that you are using AWS cloud. So how will you create resources on which our application will be deployed? So you have to write Terraform script, and that will be an ISA tool, infrastructure as a code tool. So you have to write some script that will be based out of HCL. HCL is Hashicorp configuration language. And once you write that, the resources will be provisioned. Let's suppose that you have to create one simple EC2 instance, one EKS, as well as one VPC. So these all things you can create with the help of Terraform script, and that is one of the box. Then Ansible. So Ansible is a configuration management tool. So let's suppose that you have deployed your application. Now you have to understand that what is that application version. You have to change some configuration level things. So you can take a help of Ansible. So there you have to write some playbook. You have to create an inventory file. You decide that on which server this playbook will be run. And Ansible is a agentless thing. So in remote server, there are concept of two things: manage node and a remote node. So manage system, all the servers, and the servers which are being managed, that is a control node. So manage node, control node. So on that all server you have to let's suppose that you are running a Python based application. So you have to log into that all servers, and you have to check that either Python is installed there or not. If it is installed, just show me its version. If it is not installed, just try to install it and show its version. So that is set configuration management. So after application launches, we have to do some configuration level changes that we can do with the help of Ansible. Ansible is a product of Red Hat. Yeah. Moving forward, we have to do monitoring stuff. So in DevOps, three things require, right? CI, CD, and CM. Continuous integration means build, test. So if we have used that GitHub for storing the code, then we have to take Maven help for building, testing the code. Then artifact management, we can use JFrog or Nexus here, or any cloud native tool, that can be S3 or any other tool. Then we understood the concept of cloud. We have to take cloud help, as well as we have to decide any CI/CD tool, that on which cloud we will start our journey. Then Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, Ansible. So that is like continuous deployment thing. So CI done, CD done, now CM part, that is continuous monitoring. So very popular tools we have, that is Prometheus and Grafana. So Prometheus scrape matrices from the servers and it sends to Grafana, and Grafana application performance. How is it running? Is there any issue? Is any resource is idle? Is any resource is overutilized? Are we running at optimum level? So that all things we can only understand, we can only manage if we set up our observability stack in a better way. And that we can do with the help of CM part, that is continuous monitoring. So here we can use Prometheus for taking the logs, taking the metrics, Grafana for visualizing, for creating dashboard, for creating panels. So now we have covered complete CI, CD, and CM. So this is DevOps. Yeah. So meanwhile, I have a question here. What kind of question do you ask on Python and Shell script? Do they ask to write a script, and can you give me some example? Yeah, of course, Leo. Yeah. So in real interview question, they ask some question from Shell scripting as well. So let's suppose that you are using AWS Cloud. So, with the help of some library, how can you manage your AWS based infrastructure using Python? Let's suppose that you are running a server, and on that server you want to bootstrap something. It means that you want to write some metadata so that when the EC2 instance will be run, there will be some script. Maybe on that server, Python will be installed, maybe SQL will be installed. So that level of scripting, that SH file, we have to use, and they can ask some simple example as well. So you can also understand cell scripting concept. You can also understand cron tab concept. Then it will be helpful. And in live interview, they can ask you that please share your screen and write this script. Okay, I like to know what kind of script do you ask interview for Terraform? Yeah, so for Terraform, especially they ask some script basically for provisioning the resources. So let's suppose that you are deploying your application on EKS cluster, Elastic Kubernetes Service Cluster. So they will ask that can you just write a script so that with the help of that script you will create that EKS cluster on AWS Cloud. So that level script they can ask. They can also ask sometime that can you write a simple script for creating a VPC and its component with the help of Terraform. They can also ask you to write some script for creating EC2 instance, for creating S3 bucket. Yeah. Okay, okay. I hope that I answered Leo question. The last question only I'm taking now because we are running out of time now. So Venus, yeah. Hi, I did 2 month internship at Davos. I worked on one project in the role of okay, okay. Yeah, of course, Venus. I just want to understand your current expertise that in terms of technology, what you know in DevOps, so that I can comment on that. So basically, in DevOps, you have tools for sure. Any cloud, any CI/CD tool, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform that contains 90% questions on any DevOps interview. So I don't know how much proficient you are on that tool. Then you have to think accordingly. So I explained all the things, all high level use of DevOps. SRE also we have like site reliability engineer. So we have to understand that how we can make some policy so that our application will be 100% available, 100% reliable, 100% so that we can use help of SRE tools. We have Prometheus, we have Grafana. We have to understand concept of SLI, service level objective, service level agreement, that is SLA, service level indicator as well. We have to understand what is NCC, next customer contact, what is we also have to understand what is toil. Toil is a manual work which we have to automate. We also have to understand error budget. So let's suppose that we are getting some error because in SRE role especially we have to handle so many errors. Maybe it can be in the form of Jira ticket or something, or ServiceNow as well. So we have to create some error budget that will be a cost optimization thing. So you have to understand that as well. In cloud engineering, basically you have to provision resources. You have to understand that how AWS manage, how Azure manage all resources, how we can set up networking on cloud, how we can set up identity and access management, that is IAM, how we can optimize cost on cloud, how can we use security policy on cloud, how we can deploy some application on cloud, how can we deploy one static application on cloud. So that level of understanding, that level of production level understanding, production level I can say that if you do your hands dirty, you understand the whole concept, you work on some project, then cloud support engineer role you will be suitable. You must have at least one certification in any cloud for going forward on cloud engineer role. So that's all from you guys. That's all from my things as well. And today we have covered a lot of things. Today we covered DevOps, SRE, and cloud interview concepts with real scenarios. In next live, mostly we will do one. Uh, I can say that group mock interview on which we will discussing some live scenario at project level. We will be discussing some approach. So if you guys are interested, please subscribe our channel, and you also comment your next topic, on which next topic you want videos, you want shorts. And again, I thank you so much guys, that I'm very thankful for you guys that you have been so interactive throughout the session, and I really enjoyed this call. I'll be helping you in the same way. I'll be sharing my experiences. I'm not doing very big thing here. I'm only sharing my experiences, whatever I learned from my whole journey, whatever I learned in cloud, whatever I learned in DevOps, whatever I learned in my whole IT experiences. Only that I am sharing for you guys. So if you are comfortable, you can ask any question. You can mention any topics, that in which topic should I launch the next video. And thank you so much. Take care. All the best.